Much like many villains that return after you think they're dead, I'm joined by Pluto, who probably the majority of the League of Legends audience is unfamiliar with, but he used to be a guy who did content for Team Curse, and now Team Curse is dead. The MOBA he worked on is dead, and now he's working at Twitch. So we'll see how long those guys last. But anyway, Pluto, how you been these past couple of years?
I was unaware that this was going to be the content of the interview.
Yeah.
And now I think I might have to step away and say no. I didn't know it was going to be painted as the villain, so thank you for that, Travis.
I mean, you were always painted as the villain, I think, in the past. So I'm unsurprised by your surprise.
That was a very subjective thing. Some people painted you as the villain. I'm sure there's a few people out there that painted Shox as the villain. So
I don't even know who Shox is. Do you recall a Shox?
SK Shox, was that? No, I don't really remember her either. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What have you been doing these past couple of years?
So as you said, I was with the failed MOBA of Dawngate. Thank you for bringing up that past. But yeah, I spent some time at EA. I spent about a year and a half there working on Dawngate as the assistant community manager. And that time was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I was up in the Bay Area. And then from there, I went to Twitch as a partnership associate. And what I do at Twitch pretty much is like new partner relations. So when people get accepted into the partnership program, I reach out to them, make sure they're happy, make sure they know they have a point of contact at Twitch, and just keep everyone's back scratched pretty much.
Is this around League of Legends?
Not specifically League. It's anyone that applies to the partnership program. So I have partners that play RuneScape, that play League. Some people Dota, any game really.
Do you ever deny partners? Do you have like a deny stamp that you stamp on some sort of piece of paper?
If I was the one in charge of accepting and denying, you bet your bottom dollar I would. Okay. But I am not the one that accepts nor denies. That's kind of further before me in the chain. I only deal with the people who have been accepted, and they've also done other tax forms and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm the light at the end of the tunnel. It could be like a ginger, white, pale skin kind of thing. But yeah, it's a really great job, and I really enjoy it.
Okay, so we were talking a little bit, reminiscing a bit about the original LCS studio, which was basically a box that we were all in, a brick box, and I remember Riot being like, "Don't post pictures of this because it's not very interesting." Yeah, exactly. And so now you're here at this brand new studio that they built this year, right across from the new offices. What do you think of all of this now that you're sort of back seeing all the league stuff again?
My actual first reaction, like right when I walked into, I think they call it like the battle arena, you know, like the main place where the people play. I was like, wow, this is a lot bigger than it looks on the stream. Like you said, I haven't been here since the old red brick building days, and it's crazy to see like just a standalone merch store, really, really nice like lines and queues for player meetups afterwards. Like everything is so perfectly organized, and I think Riot has really crushed it in that respect. And they just opened like a concession stand, so you can get like shin witches, I think is what they're called, or something crazy. But yeah, LCS is. I still watch it every week, and I still enjoy it, and it's still really awesome to see how far kind of the production quality and values have come.
Is it weird to see like Coach Cop now all dressed up and all that kind of thing? I mean, it's funny because you, especially with all the people that you used to know from Curse and all that stuff, it must be fascinating for you to see them all now.
Yeah, I saw Cop backstage, and I was like, you know, hey, how you doing? You look like a baller on a budget now. And he 100% is. He told me all about his outfit. He told me where he got his tie from, told me how much his shirt was, and I was like, wow, you're really killing it. And I told him I liked his hair, and he was like, I don't like my hair. Yeah. So maybe that'll change. I don't know. But yeah, seeing all the old faces, I saw Kiwi Kid, I saw pretty much, you know, all of TSM, all that kind of stuff. It's really cool to see those guys again, especially to see them like doing so well now. Yeah. You know, they're all crushing it. They're all doing really well. Riot takes care of them. You know, all the player relations people at Riot seem to really be doing a stellar job with them. So I'm glad they're taken care of. I'm glad they're loved. From back in the old days when tournaments were kind of few and far between, and sometimes, you know, things were weird or shady. Now they're all seem to be really well taken care of, and I'm happy about that.
What has been everyone's reaction to seeing you? Because I assume it's kind of strange. In fact, I don't even know, thinking about it, I don't even know how many of the players from Season 3 are still around now. So many of them have retired or moved on or done other things.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend Ovi, who does kind of the social media for TDK, and I was like, I don't know anyone on your team, you know? And then I looked at NME and I was like, I don't know anyone on that team either. So there's definitely a lot of new faces and a lot of new blood. But then there's, of course, the old veterans, you know, like I know Dyrus, I know Wild Turtle, stuff like that. And Bjergsen was actually one of the guys I was most interested in meeting because he actually reached out to me a little bit after I kind of left the scene. He was like, oh, he reached out to me, I think on Twitter. He's like, I'm so sad you left the scene. Like, I always wanted to do an interview with you because I had interviewed his good friend Jay Ree on back at like MLG Dallas or something when he was subbing in for like I think on CLG EU at the time, and he was like, I was so jealous of Jay Ree that he got to do an interview with you, like so jealous. And I was like, wow, it's really cool and humbling, right? So finally getting to meet him was awesome. But yeah, a lot of the old pros were like, holy crap, that's Pluto, you know, like it was one of those old. Just we haven't seen each other in so long. We caught up. Obviously, they're doing well. They're playing in the LCS, so they're still doing really well. And it was just a pleasure to see all of them and hang out with them for a little bit again.
I mean, Bjergsen also privately told me I was always his favorite interviewer, so it's nice of him to throw you a bone like that. Yeah, exactly. Pluto, I ask all the pro players, is there anything that you would like to say to any of the old Pluto fans out there who thought you were dead in a ditch somewhere?
There was a rough time, post curse where, Nick Allen was Nick Allen, right? Yeah. Goddamn Nick Allen. Yeah. Although I do love him. And I spent the time at EA, and like I said, at the beginning, I absolutely loved my time there. I met some incredible people. I learned a lot about the industry. I was finally kind of living the dream of like being inside the game dev stuff. And EA was a good company to work for. They took care of us, right? Until they closed the game down, which is neither here nor there. But working at Twitch now is absolutely what I want to be doing, and the partnerships work I do over there, meeting new people every day, meeting people who are up and coming streamers who have this lust for life and really want to make a name for themselves on Twitch is really, really awesome to see, and I love being there. And I don't do league content anymore, but I still watch the LCS. I still tweet about it. I still love mingling with the old pros and those the old guard kind of. So you can just follow that on Twitter if you want. The Pluto with 3 O's, and stream very rarely, so I didn't want to mention that.
And you watch my interviews still, right? Besides the LCS, you're still watching every single one of my interviews on GameSpot.com/LOL, right? Thank you so much, Pluto, for the interview. For everyone else, you know where to find my stuff.